Yeah, thank you, and thank you. Welcome to the Calvin Dean Show. This is Calvin Dean. We're going to go over a lot of stuff. I'm calling this the pre-draft show. So just get some popcorn, everyone. Really, get a pop, get a beer, whatever you're fancy, and get ready for the Calvin Dean Show. Oh, wow. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I can listen to that NFL theme song all night long. Anyway, welcome. It's April 2nd. And, man, what a show do we have for you today. Patriots. Yeah, the New England Patriots acquiring Devontae Parker. Well, ever since the Tyreek Hill trade, right? And you have the Whittle over there. And, there's no room for Devontae. Plus, they're going to move some cap room, too. Devontae Parker is a great wideout. Big, and I'm telling you, the guy he is definitely all world, that's for sure. So hats off to Devontae Parker with acquiring a new team. And I think they're more of a playoff team than the Dolphins. I just don't see the Dolphins a playoff team, even with Tyreek Hill. You're gonna have to have a quarterback that not Tua, guys. I didn't. I'm not going to mention his name again. It's because every time I mention his name, I mention Tua. And I get the laugh. I'm sorry. So they're definitely not going to go to the playoffs with Tua. I can guarantee you that. The next thing I really want to talk about is what teams need. This is a pre-draft show, okay? Pre-draft show, and what do they need? What's the number one pick? The number one pick of this year's draft is, once again, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Thank you, Urban Meyer. You know what? There were 3 and 14. 3 and 14. Wow. And their biggest needs, I think, is like an edge rusher. They need a linebacker, maybe an offensive lineman, and definitely a wideout. They need an edge rusher. They really do. Because Josh Allen is still in the need for a top flight running mate. Josh Allen's really good. Look what happened against the Indianapolis Colts, right? And Jacksonville is likely to go back to the well and at this position. So they most likely will get an edge rusher to complement their defense. I would like to see them get a really great offensive lineman for that great quarterback of theirs. The next team in the lineup is the Detroit Lions. They're 3-13-1. And, of course, their biggest needs, I'm sorry about this, their biggest needs is a quarterback. I like the guy from Cincinnati. I really do. I think that kid is just really, really good. Really, really good. The kid can really, he's dynamic. I think he's going to be another Lamar Jackson. I really do. Desmond Ridder. The guy, I'm telling you something. He is going to be, you heard it here at the Calvin Dean Show. You heard it here first. I'm telling you right now. And he is going to be in the draft. This kid is all that and then some. He's born in 1999. I have a left toe that's about as old as him. And he's an American football quarterback for the Cincinnati Bearcats. He was named AAC Offensive Player of the Year twice during his time at the Bearcats, with the Bearcats. The kid is just, he's all world. He is just all world. He is just really, really good. Between his college years, between 2017 and 2020, he went to all these bowl games. He was at the bowl game on 2018. It was the Military Bowl. And in the Birmingham Bowl, he was the MVP of the Birmingham Bowl in 2020. 2021, he was in the Peach Bowl. 2021, also, I guess it was the Cotton Bowl Classic. So they went, onward. It was the, what is it? The playoffs, excuse me. So, and then he was in the 2022 Senior Bowl as well. The kid really can play. Really, really can play. He's all that and then some. I really think that he should go far, 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 far in the draft. I really believe that Desmond Ridder is the best quarterback in the draft. And I'm looking at, if I'm the Detroit Lions, I'm looking at him. He's like a Lamar Jackson type, He's got a big arm, questionable little, his accuracy a little questionable, but he can make the plays. And then he's a great runner as well. I'm telling you, if I was the Detroit Lions, wouldn't that be a great choice? Think about it. He would bring people to the stadium. He would be just exciting, This is what the Detroit Lions need. And, of course, they need an edge rusher and a cornerback. They need a few more other things, too. But, believe it or not, I really believe that they really need that. We get down to the Houston Texans. That's number 3. Wow. They're at 4-13. What else can I say? They're 4-13. Why? Their biggest need, I'm thinking an offensive lineman, to help Marlon Mack. Marlon Mack just got traded to Houston. Congratulations, Marlon. I like Marlon Mack. He's a good runner from Indianapolis. So they shored up that position. I think he was definitely a starter. They need an edge rusher, T.J. Watt. They lost him. They really needed another T.J. Watt. Houston really needs to rebuild. The defensive Lovie Smith's defense, and give Davis Mills, some really great units to throw to. That would be good. I like Davis Mills. I like him as a quarterback. He really shined. 6'4", big kid, 225. Stanford. You go to Stanford, you play for Stanford. Seriously, you're something. That's a Pac-10, and wow, 4th pick. It's always the top 5 picks. The New York teams, right? New York Jets, New York Giants. When's that going to end? I don't know. Man, I don't know what the Jets need. I know they need an edge rusher. Almost every single team needs an edge rusher. They need some wideouts so Wilson can get to the ball, too. Some excitement. And they needed some corners. The wide receiver position is really important. And I think they should shore up. I think they should go out and get a top wideout or a top edge rusher. Top edge rusher would be good for them. They really need to shore up that defense. So it's either way. Either shore up the defense, get some edge rushers, get some turnovers, or, give Wilson someone to throw to. You heard Barkley. Barkley's up for trade. The Giants Barkley, yeah. Up for a trade. Can you believe it? Yeah. Shaquan Barkley is up for a trade. That's what my reports, all my team has reported. And and same with McCaffrey on the Carolina Panthers. So number 5 pick is be the New York Giants. They're, of course, offensive tackle. They need a tackle because Jones is on his back all the time. They just lost their tight end, Evan. Yep. Evan Ingram, to the Jacksonville Jags. The Jacksonville Jags. Excuse me. Yes, we signed a 1-year deal with them. Edge rusher, definitely edge rusher. I don't know why they're not really looking for a quarterback, or maybe I think if Jones wasn't on his back all the time, and if he had somewhat of a running game going, and had some wideouts to get open, and he's not on his back all the time, get a great blindside offensive tackle, left tackle. That's probably what they should be getting. That's what I would be getting if I was the coach. Carolina Panthers, they're in desperate need of a quarterback. I mean, Jimmy G's open. If you don't get Jimmy G at Carolina, you're seriously, you get something wrong with you. Or if Ritter isn't picked by then, go get Ritter. Ritter, like I said, he's going to beat a Lamar Jackson. I guarantee you. Watch, second year, he might even be the MVP of the league. Watch that. I'm serious. He's that good. That good. Carolina is, of course, their ranking, passer ranking is 68.5. Wow. Is that terrible? Completion ranking of the quarterback, 58.1. Wow. 21 interceptions last year. Oof. That is sad. Sad. Carolina, got to get a quarterback. Ritter, think about it. And then the Giants have another back-to-back. I mean, the Giants, they could really eat up. They have the 5th overall pick, and then they have the 7th overall pick. Wow. And now, this pick was acquired from the Chicago Bears. So the Giants are all in this year. They're going for the gusto. Number 5 and number 7 pick. Good for the Giants. Stepping up to the plate. Congratulations, Giants. The Atlanta Falcons, number 8. Well, Marcus Mariota, they signed a 2-year deal with him. Wow. Get rid of Ryan to Indy. And so they need a quarterback, of course, wide out because Calvin Ridley is suspended for the year. He walked away, and now he's suspended. Wonder why he walked away, huh? Anyway, they needed edge rusher as well. We go up to the Seattle Seahawks, of course. Their pick they got from Denver. So they're the 9th pick. So, of course, their biggest need. Hello, knock on wood, quarterback. They lost Russell Wilson, the best. Now, mind you, they got Drew Lock. I really think that Drew Lock would be great in the Seattle. The way they run the ball. He's this gunslinger. He is like Mr. Wilson in that aspect. He loves to gunsling. And I just would love to see him run out of the pocket and just heave the ball, Got some great targets, too. So, and just needs, Drew Lock needs a coach that's fully behind him. Now, Bobby Wagner, Seattle lost them, so of course they're going to need a linebacker, right? Linebacker. He signed a 5-year, $50 million deal with the Los Angeles Rams. Bobby Wagner. Congratulations, Bobby. So all I can say is about the Seattle Seahawks, I mean, in all reality, I would try to see what Drew Lock can do. Maybe think about getting Jimmy G. Maybe. I think that's just a huge get. I think Nikki's Niners up in cute little Nikki up in San Francisco, and her Niners. She loves that Jimmy G. Oh my God, I told you stories, guys, about her, right? Having her husband dressed in a number 10 jersey, and gave him dark hair dye, so he can look. And I don't know what's going on. And she's calling him Jimmy. His name's not Jimmy. And he's like, honey, my name's not Jimmy. Anyway. The stories, guys. They just come out. They just come out. So the New York Jets, mind you, they're 10th. They acquired this 10th pick from the Seattle Seahawks, mind you. So what do they need? Well, check this out. The New York Jets, them and the Giants, they're in desperate need of the edge rusher, wideout, and cornerback, right? And the Giants, they are 5-7, and the Jets are 4-10. Wow, congratulations to the Jets. They're really picking it up. The Giants and the Jets, they want to keep having losing seasons. Hopefully they won't. Hats off to the Jets. Okay, so we have the Washington Commanders, number 11. Wow, think about this, people. Really. Think about this. They have Carson Wentz as their quarterback. Carson Wentz. Wow. Huh. Carson Wentz. I don't know about that. What are you going to continue to have Carson Wentz as your quarterback? That's just sad, And, usually whenever I said Carson Wentz, we would get the laughter and stuff. But, the Washington Commanders, starting quarterback, Carson Wentz. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. I'm sorry, everyone. I don't know. He didn't do too well near the end of the season for the Indianapolis Colts. Actually, he really bombed. So I just don't see him rectifying his career with Washington Commanders. I just don't see it happening. And I really think they're in a dire need of a quarterback. I cannot believe they took Carson Wentz over a Jimmy G. Jimmy G's out there, and you're taking Carson Wentz. The Commanders, seriously, general managers should be fired for that. Should be fired. I would. If I was the actual owner of that team, I'd be firing him. I really would. Number 12, we have Minnesota Vikings. Of course, they're in dire need of a defensive lineman. They re-signed Patrick Peterson, okay, and that filled the Vikings' most glaring hole, right? Which means that the new regime of the Minnesota can cast a wide net from a positional perspective in the draft. Beefing up the D-line, selecting Peterson's likely successor, right? Adding another weapon for Kirk Cousins. Wouldn't that be good? But think about this one. Here's the new regime coming in, right? You have Mr. Kirk Cousins, right? He's a winner. He's won more games than he's lost. And I just don't see why they would want to just sign him for 1 year. Wow. If I was Kirk Cousins, I'd be going to my agent, hey, let's try to get a trade out because these guys only want me for 1 year. It's $35 million, mind you. But still, it's 1 year, Then we have the Houston Texans on 13. They acquired this pick from the Cleveland Browns, which was the Deshaun Jackson trade. The Browns' record was 8-9 last year. And the Houston Texans are just, the Houston Texans. So, their needs, they're everything. I'm sorry. I'm so blatantly honest. I just don't see, they have a lot they need. Offensive linemen. They need someone for Davis Mills to throw to. They need, someone maybe in the backfield. It's not really a backfield type of game anymore. Look at these wideouts. It's going nuts. 141 million, 120 million. It's just, Valdell Scantling. Yeah, Mr. Scantling from Green Bay averaged in the last 3 years 23 catches a year. 23 catches a year. Guess what the Kansas City Chiefs gave him? A 3-year contract, $30 million. only caught the ball an average of 23 catches a year. He's getting $30 million. He's getting $10 million a year. And Juju Schuster, excuse me, Juju Smithster. I'm so sorry about that. You know what I'm talking about. He signed with Kansas City for $3.5 million. Caught over 100 balls in 19, close to 100 balls in 2020, and he's getting $3.5 million plus incentives. I just don't see why Juju is getting less money than Vandell Scandling. I just don't understand that. Please help me. Please help me with that one. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Okay, so we have the Baltimore Ravens as number 14. Yeah, of course they need an edge rusher, and they need a cornerback, an offensive lineman. The edge rusher leads the league list is Darius Smith. Okay, ultimately backed out of a verbal agreement. Can you believe that? So Darius Smith, the great edge rusher, backed out of a verbal agreement on a contract with the Ravens this offseason. Wow. Man. But there's also holes to be filled in a cornerback. Look what happened last year. Their whole backfield, defensive backfield, they were all hurt, and the whole entire backfield near the end of the season were all the practice squad players. Practice squad. Can you believe it? Wow. We have the new. We actually have the Miami Dolphins picked. The Eagles acquired the 15th from the Miami Dolphins, and it's just the Eagles need. I mean, everyone, and they get the 15th and 16th pick. Good for the Eagles. I mean, they're in dire need. They have Jalen Hurts. I know they do, but in all reality, I mean, they could pick up some great talent, 15th and 16th. I mean, back-to-back jacks. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'd like to see Philadelphia step up this year too. So we have the 7th pick, which would be the Los Angeles Chargers. They're in dire need of an offensive and defensive lineman. The Bolts' biggest need are in the trenches. It just is. They have everyone. They need to keep people away from Mr. Hebert, and they need that defensive lineman. They need to stop the run. And if they could stop the run, then they got it made in a shade. I mean, they were like on pins and needles. Their cornerback depth, even after signing J.C. Jackson this offseason, still their depth. They need a little bit more depth in the cornerback as well. So, and the number 18th is the New Orleans Saints, wide out, of course. Their Saints are content to ride the shirt tails of Jameis Winston, Andy Dalton, Ian Book. Wow, as quarterbacks. Oh, wow. Andy Dalton and Jameis Winston. Wow. Just think, the New Orleans Saints, that great defense, amazing defense, just great defense. It's just, I don't know what's going on there, which means replacing Teron Armstead and adding an explosive pass catcher should be the top draft priorities. That's my pick. Go out and get a wideout, someone that's going to dynamic. Someone's going to open it up. And the Eagles, again, oh my God, the Eagles have the 15th, 16th, and 19th pick of the NFL draft. Amazing. Defensive linemen, wideouts, D-backs. Man, go get it. They keep in mind they have both Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave are due to hit free agency in 2023. So, they're going to have to look out. It's all about, getting some young studs in. If they can take the reins, and then they can get rid of the players that need to sign, and then they can keep the players that they really need to sign. like the quarterback, and keep a good positions out. That's really important for the for the Philadelphia Eagles. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 20. Oh my God. They went out and got Mitch Trubisky. Wow. I mean, wow. I don't get that. I just don't get that. You have Jimmy G, drop back passer. Who was the drop back passer for the Steelers all these years? Come on. Ben Roethlisberger, of course. And what would you rather have, a Trubisky or or Jimmy G? I don't get that. Please help me. I mean, I'm lost, everyone. I'm lost. I'm lost on these picks. No wonder these guys. You're not going to win with Mitchell Trubisky. You're just not going to, people. You're not going to win the New Orleans Saints with Jameis Winston and Andy Dalton. You're not going to win with either or. Just be honest with yourselves. Really, be honest with yourselves. Kirk Cousins, if I was you, Kirk Cousins, I'd be saying, hey, I want to trade. Screw you on this 1 year deal. I want some security because I've done great for your team. Then what about the Commanders, Carson Wentz? Give me a break. Fire the GM. The Giants and the Jets should really win out on this draft. They really should. I mean, they have all these draft choices. I've never seen anything like it. We've talked about it. I've never seen anything like it. New England just got a great performer in Devontae Parker, wideout, so they don't need a wideout any longer. The lack of success of drafting cornerbacks have been catching up with them. They just have. So they need a cornerback. Offensive lineman be great. Linebacker also. They're just in need. 10-7 last year. The Green Bay Packers, on the other hand, acquired this pick from the Las Vegas Raiders with a Devontae Adams pick. Of course, I would go out and get a wideout, one of the top wideouts in 22 pick. If you can get a top wideout for the Green Bay Packers, that's what I would be doing if I was the Green Bay Packers. Something exciting for Rodgers to throw to. That's important. The Arizona Cardinals on 23. They're replacing free agent departures of Chandler Jones and Christian Kirk. Did you see how much Christian Kirk made in the trade? Oh my God. To Miami? Christian Kirk. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Christian, you're a great player. Great player, but the money is for these guys are just, he's 4 years. He's 25 years old, Texas A&M. Boy. Well, anyway. What about the Dallas Cowboys 24th pick? They did offensive lineman, and edge rusher, of course. They lost their edge rusher. Yeah. Right to the Denver Broncos. Wow. That's huge. And the wideout. They just lost one of their number one wideouts. Yeah, Coop. Coop is gone. So offensive line sticks out as their top priority, I think, because they really need to get the running game going. Without the running game, Dallas is not going to make it. They need that running game. They have La'el Collins and Connor Williams, with the Cowboys insisting Micah Parsons won't be used exclusively at defensive end. What does that mean? There's room for more off the edge, especially with Terrell Bassam and Dante Fowler Jr. due to reach a free agency in 2023. Think about that one. Boy. Dallas Cowboys, when you sign a quarterback like Dak Prescott with all that money, then you have to, beg, borrow, and steal with all the others. That's what's so bad about that. So, have the Buffalo Bills at 25. They need a cornerback. Wideout would be good. It would be good. Another person to throw, for Josh Allen. That wouldn't hurt, right? Their opening starting position opposite of Tria Davis White, who is coming off ACL tear, So, I mean, that Mr. White's a great defensive player. Great defensive player. Tennessee Titans, how about the Titans? Getting Woods, that was a huge trade. Getting Woods. So they got the wideout. Offensive lineman would help. Running back? Yeah, I mean, you need someone behind Derrick Henry. You need someone that's gonna light it up. Get jiggy with it. You know what I mean? So I mean, they really do. They have that powder, but they need another offensive lineman. They really do. So, they didn't look good against Cincinnati, did they? They sure didn't. They lost. Tampa Bay Bucks, well, they need an offensive guard, that's for sure. Defensive lineman would be great, and need another tight end. One starting position at guard remains unfilled. There's a huge question whether Ndamukong Suh and Rob Gronkowski are going to return. As of this, in writing, they are still free agents. Still free agents. I think Gronk's waiting for a nice payday. He should get a nice payday. And the same as Ndamukong Suh. The guy shows up. I mean, he plays every single down and he shows up. I don't care what you feel about the guy. The guy shows up. Ndamukong Suh. He really does. The Packers, 28th. They have another pick. Offensive lineman, wide out. Edge rusher. Wow. Yeah. Devontae Adams, bye-bye. But, man, they got 2 picks going here, guys. They have 22, right? And the 28th pick. First round. Good for the Green Bay Packers. Maybe they saw that coming. They saw how these wideouts, it's a wideout thing. Maybe they get a couple great wideouts. Wouldn't that be great? Wow. Oof. Whoop-de-doo. So the Kansas City Chiefs, so of course, what do you think they need? Maybe an edge rusher, wideout, cornerback. They have the 29th and 30th pick. Wow. Congratulations for the Kansas City Chiefs, back-to-back jacks. They'll get a wideout. They'll get someone. They have to fill Tyreek Hills, not Scanlings. 3 years, $30 million for Scanling. Oh, my God. I'm still shaking my head on that one. 31st pick was the Cincinnati Bengals. And Mr. Bengals, cornerback, defensive lineman, maybe tight end. That would be good for the Bengals. And the last pick of the 2022 pick, which would be the 32nd pick, would be the Detroit Lions. And they acquired from the Los Angeles Rams because of the Stafford trade for Jared Goff. So those top 32 picks. I went over to teams that are in the top 32 pickings, and I truly believe that you really need to listen to this show and write into the Calvin Dean Show. Go into calvindean.com and click on the contact me and tell me what you think the top 5 picks will be in the draft. Who do you think they're going to really pick the first 5 teams? The 5 guys. Who do you think? I really think Ritter from Cincinnati. I think that kid is all world. I really do think he's all world. I really do. I think he's going to be another Lamar Jackson. I really think he will be. I mean, number 1 pick, was last year was Trevor Lawrence. for the Jacksonville Jags, and now they're picking another number one. Wow. Jacksonville. You know what I mean? It's just, it's funny. I mean, there's an offensive tackle from NC State, Inwanku, excuse me. Yeah, he's a junior. He's big, 6'4", 310 pounds. Guy's a house. And what about Hutchinson? Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan, edge rusher. You know, a lot of teams need that edge rusher. You know, that's huge. Edge rushers are huge. I still think Ritter's up there from Cincinnati. And then you have another offensive tackle, Evan Neal. Now, Evan Neal, I think if you need an offensive tackle, I think he will be the first one to go. He's that good. 337 pounds, 6'7". I'm sorry. He's gigantic edge blocker. He's quick on his feet. Outstanding athleticism. I mean, his strength, his length, his skills. He's going to be number one. I really think he should be the number one man to go. Evan Neal. Alabama, of course, offensive tackle, Alabama. I mean, Aiden was from Michigan and another NC State, Icky. So, I mean, come on now. And you have the Oregon Junior, the edge rusher, Kayvon Thibodeau. He's good. 254 pounds. He's an edge rusher, 254 pounds. That he gets around the edge. I would just take Aiden Hutchinson before him. I think Aiden is definitely the edge rusher to get after. The guy was great if you looked at him. Number 97. Wow. I mean, no one can hold him back. He was always in the face. He would never give up. He's always all over the field. I think he's going to be number one edge rusher to go out. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be exciting draft. Exciting draft. So all I need you guys to do is to give me your best take. Like I said, go to the CalvinDeanShow.com. Okay. I'm going to go right with you right now. Okay. The CalvinDeanShow.com. Right? Right at the top of the page. On the far right, it says contact me. You click that, right? And then it says contact me with ideas. It goes to that page on the left. All right? You click that, put your name, your email, and your message. And you can sign up, for promotions. And we are giving away hats. That's a kind of cool thing if you want to sign up for a promotion. And we'll let you know. We'll email you if you win. And if you do win a hat, then we'd mail a hat out for free. Got to love that, guys, right? And so, like I said, go to the CalvinDeanShow.com. Go to the Contact Me on the top right-hand corner. And on the left-hand side, you'll see Contact Me with Ideas. Click on that button. And then just give me all your stuff. Okay? All right, people. This has been fun. I need some feedback. I need to know who you think will be the top people good to go in the draft. It's been a fun week. Colin Kaepernick, he throws at the Michigan spring game, waiting a door to open for the NFL. Good for him. Good for Colin. P.J. Williams returning to the Saints on a 1-year deal. That's a great news for the New Orleans Saints. They're adding defensive tackle Jaleel Johnson as well. That's from Jaleel Johnson. He's from the Houston Texans. And, of course, I went over the Devontae Parker going from the Dolphins, the Dolphins to the New England Patriots. The Lions GM happy to bring back former first-rounder Jared Davis. Very, very good. He's coming from the Jets. He was playing for the Jets, Jared Davis. And now the GM's bringing him back. Good for him. The Jets wideout Braxton Berrios on QB Zach Wilson. And this is what he said. He's willing to do whatever it takes to improve in 2022, which is great. And something to definitely listen to. And how about those Dolphins? They're shoring it up, man. Xavier Howard, Dolphins agreed to a 5-year extension of $50.69 million in new cap money. Wow. Congratulations to them. I mean, wow. I tell you, it's going to be a fun season. Like I said, give me some feedback, people. Give me some feedback. Looking forward to another great week. If there is something that goes down, like our good friend Bruce Arians retired this last week. And what a class act that man is. Class act. Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach. And the only reason why he went from, he retired was succession. He was always worried about succession. And what is funny part is that a reporter asked him, well, coach, don't you want to go into the NFL Hall of Fame? I mean, just think, if you won another Super Bowl, it'd be a sure, you get into NFL Hall of Fame, it'd be a sure bet. And his response was, I don't give a shit about the Hall of Fame. I only care about the succession of my coaching staff. Wow. Now that right there is class. Class. Todd Bowles, yes, Mr. Todd Bowles is taking his succession. Todd, man, congratulations to Todd Bowles. He's the defensive coordinator, and he has been named Arians' successor. Under Arians, the Buccaneers went 7-9 in 2019 to the champions the following season, defeating the Kansas City Chiefs 31-9 in Super Bowl 55. In defense of their title, the Bucs won the NFC South Division, a wild card playoff game last season before falling to the Los Angeles Rams in the divisional round. Wow. And all he could say, Mr. Tom Brady, it was a privilege to play for you, sir. Congratulations, Tom Brady. What a class act you are. Why would Arians choose to retire right now? With the organization is probably the best shape it's ever been in the history, with Tom Brady coming back. This is what he said. I'd rather see Todd in the position to be successful and not to have some crappy job. Like if the team is falling apart. And he said, I'm probably retiring next year anyway, in February, so I control the narrative right now. So he's controlling the narrative right now. He can control it. That's the reason why he stepped away. Congratulations, Bruce Arians, 69 and two-time NFL Coach of the Year, has won 80 games, lost 48, one tie, record in 5 seasons for the Arizona Cardinals, 3 seasons for the Buccaneers. One of those, Coach of the Year, came in 2012 when he took over the Indianapolis Colts for 12 games as interim basis. I tell you, this guy is so good, so good. Congratulations, Bruce Arians. We will miss you, sir. We will miss you. Everyone will miss you. Thank you for tuning in to the Calvin Dean Show. See you next week, people.